Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners.
Goldylocks Productions presents the Live from Little Bear Sanctuary show with Christopher Vane. Enjoy topics such as the vegan lifestyle, sanctuary media highlights, and spotlighting new rescues.
Good evening, friends. Welcome to Live from Little Bear Sanctuary. I'm your host, Chris Vane. And if you're watching live, then it must be Thursday, November 4th, 2021, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget to sign in, say hello, and hit that subscribe button. It's a great way to support the Sanctuary and all the shows on the Goldylocks Productions network. You guys missed last week's show. I had a really great show last week with Nicole Ursula. You can catch any of our shows on demand on Goldylocks Productions YouTube, Little Bear Sanctuary Facebook page, and every major podcast site. And what else can I tell you guys? What'd you do for Halloween, everybody? Did you guys watch our show on Saturday? We had a blast. Tiffany, is that show on demand? I'm curious. Who's with us today? Michelle. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Hello, everybody. Hello. All right. I'm going to bring on my first guest, and then we'll talk. We'll chat some more later. So my guest today, he's a third-generation farmer, and he took his knowledge to a whole new level by producing a line of CBD-enhanced wellness products. Welcome to the studio, co-founder of Emily Sage, Mr. Dean Killington. Hey, Dean.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm glad to be here.
Deja vu. How are you doing today?
I tell everybody I'm perfect, as you well know, but my wife's got a different take on that perfect part. But I'm perfect. So
funny. So I got to say, I got to start out with this first because let's talk about hemp versus marijuana, because I completely thought that it was the same plant.
Yeah, and I understand why, because they say cannabis, CBD, cannabis, marijuana, and I try to tell everybody it's this way: CBD comes from hemp, okay, and marijuana comes from the marijuana plant. Yes, they're both in the cannabis family, but it's like citrus. You got oranges and you got limes. They both in the citrus family, but they're completely different plants. So when you're growing hemp, in order for it to be CBD, it's got to have less than 0.3 THC. That's the psychedelic stuff, okay?
Right,
when you're growing marijuana, of course, you want that 12, 14% THC. Right. You don't want that cheap stuff. You want the good stuff. So that's the difference between the two plants. One's grown for the CBD and one's grown for the THC.
So the hemp plant also can contain THC, but
yes, and it does. But federal government regulates it. Okay, so let's say I'm a hemp grower for CBD, and they come out and they test my fields 5 times a year to make sure that it's 0.3 THC or lower. Okay. Because if it's more than that, guess what they have to do?
Rip it out and burn it.
That's exactly right. There was a guy in Georgia that had 100 acres. And because they were almost 2 weeks late in testing it for him, it went from 0.3 to 0.5. And he had to rip up 100 acres. $7,000 an acre into cost.
Oh, that's
so he had $700,000 worth of money.
Oh, yikes.
Just because it was tested 2 weeks later.
We
call it got.
Oh my gosh. So tell everybody a little bit about your company, Emily Sage.
Well, Emily Sage is a plant-based health, wellness, and nutritional and conscious beauty products. That's what we have. We started out as all CBD, and I got a pretty good story of how we started out the CBD. If you want to hear about
let me hear it.
Okay, it's I had a dog, and this is like 20 some years ago, by the name of Sadie. And I watched her get arthritis, took her to the vet, saw that The vet gave her medication. She was 9 years old at the time, 11 years old. I had to do what no pet owner wants to do, and I had to find the euthanizer. Okay. And I should have been a little worried when the vet said to me, "Oh, bring her in here every 3 months so that we can test her blood for liver and kidney." Yeah, should have been a little worried, right?
Yeah,
but at that time, I was pretty naive. I have to tell you about big pharmaceutical and some of the things that go on.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we'll
definitely have to touch on that.
Huh?
We'll definitely have to touch on that.
Okay, we can do that. Wait, let me wave my flag. So let's fast forward.
Yep.
I really thought I'd never get another dog, okay, because she was my dog. At that time, I was a hunter. She was a hunting dog. Yeah. She bonded to me, that every dog bonds to somebody in the family. They can love everybody in the family, but they always bond to one person. And she was
Absolutely.
my dog. So it was devastating to me. I said, never going to get another dog, right?
Yep.
Well, 14 years ago, I was talked into getting a rescue dog. So 3 years ago, she got arthritis. And I was fortunate enough that time that CBD became legal in all 50 states.
Yep.
And I'd been online looking for something besides the pharmaceuticals that I was told that I'd have to have in order to help her with arthritis. I came along CBD. Now, this is a dog that wouldn't jump on my lap anymore. I literally had to pick her up, put her in the car. Yeah. She wouldn't go up and down the steps. She wouldn't jump on the bed anymore. I mean, I'm thinking, deja vu all over. Here I got another dog.
4 years old, or
pardon?
This is at a younger age?
No, I was 11 years old at the
11
time.
Years old, okay.
3 Now she's 14.
Oh, okay.
She jumps in the car.
Yeah.
Okay. She jumps on the bed.
Yep.
She runs up and down the steps.
Yeah.
And now she decided at literally about a year ago, she decided she's a lap dog. Never done it before in her life. Now she climbs on my lap and wants to sit on my lap at 65 pounds.
What
so
kind
I
of
now
dog?
have a lap dog that before would never even think about getting on my lap. So
what kind of dog is it?
It's a big lab.
Big lab. Oh, okay.
Yeah, big black lab.
Yeah. I have a black lab pit mix, so they're very loving.
Oh, how can you ask for a better dog?
Oh my gosh, it's incredible.
I laugh because she barks and wags her tail at the same time.
Yeah.
That's how we started out with pet CBD. That's all we did. Okay, we didn't do anything else. And then the pet parent said, "Well, it works so well for my dog. What do you got for me?" So we expanded it into people. Nice. And then from there, we said, okay, we got these products. Let's stay with our plant-based products and let's expand it into not only nutrition, but wellness, because this is a wellness product, nutritional product. And then we also do skincare. And it's all plant-based. It's all natural. It's all clean. To give you an idea, if you talk about big pharma, over in Europe and Japan, there's 1,300 chemicals that have been banned from different facial creams and putting in different products.
Yep.
The FDA here in the United States
allows them
300.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm familiar with that. It's really horrible.
Yeah. So anything we do, we take their list and we make sure it's not in any of our products.
That's awesome. I took a look at your website. You were nice enough to send me samples and for my dog. And so I got to tell you this, my dog, Naya, 11 years old, she, severe arthritis in her back legs, severe allergies, always had severe allergies, definitely getting old, on meloxicam. I don't know if you know what meloxicam is, but it's one of those, arthritic drugs and, affects the liver and all that stuff. I put her on this when I got it last week. I think I received it. She is running around we're on 30 acres. We've got 200 animals. She is running around outside like a puppy. I catch her laying on her side playing with the piglets. she's running up and down the stairs in the house. Now, I've tried other CBD stuff for her, and I don't know what you put in here, but I'm completely stunned how well this works. If that's not a testimonial, I don't know what is. I'm truly,
that's a great testimonial.
I'm just curious because I really have tried a lot of stuff. What's the MCT oil? Does that have anything to do with it, or is this like?
Well, I'm going to start at the beginning. Okay.
Okay, please.
Not all CBD is made like ours. Okay. Yep. Not all CBD is equal.
Yep.
Depending on where you buy your CBD. Let's say you buy it from Amazon. The only thing you're getting is CBD oil. You're not getting any CBD. So CBD is made from the bud of the plant. CBD oil is made from all the leaves and all the stem. So yeah, it's got some CBD in it, but not much. If the CBD oil itself, the CBD part, if I went to pour it out, it would go glug, 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 glug. I mean, it's that thick.
Yep.
So you have to have a carrier with it. We choose MCT oil, which is a coconut oil, high grade, all organic. Okay. So that's what we choose. Other people can choose olive oil and some other cheaper oils.
Sure.
It's not good for the dog, but that's for another story. Yeah. So you've got three types of CBD. You've got what they call CBD oil that is just actually, if you want to call it, four types. CBD oil you buy off of Amazon, that's all you're getting. You're not getting no CBD. And you can know this by everybody that sells online has to have what they call a COA, a certificate of analysis. So if you go online, it will tell you how much CBD is in there. Okay. Give me an idea how bad some of the things are. I had a chiropractor that said, well, I'm thinking about you guys, but I really like this company. And I said, okay, let me go look at their COAs because I haven't heard of them. I pretty much know all the reputable companies. Okay. Yeah. Even though there's 1,200 out there, I know the reputable ones. So I went online and I looked, and here's what they had. They were saying they had a CBD that had 500 milligrams in it, that had 750 milligrams in it, and 1,500. Okay. The 500 had 825 milligrams of CBD in it. The 750 had 825 milligrams of CBD in it. The 1,500 had 825 milligrams of CBD in it. All they did was take and put a different label on the bottle in the same. Okay. The other thing is that everybody should be third-party tested, and you'll see a lot of people say, yeah, we third-party test. But here's the difference in test. You got a $60 test and you got a $600 test. Okay. The $600 test for microbes, test for fungicides, pesticides, herbicides, heavy metals, mold, and fungus. The $60 one tests for how much CBD is in there. Okay. So if you're organically growing, everything, by the way, we do the $600 test on everything. So I'm giving, and everybody's going to get bored as hell while I'm saying this, by the way.
No way. I'm finding this fascinating. I'm finding this fascinating. So it's all good.
So that takes care of one's CBD and kind of how you know whether it's good CBD. The other it's called full spectrum. Okay. And what that does is that has 113 cannabinoids in it. So out of the CBD, that's just one cannabinoid out of 113.
Okay.
THC is one of those cannabinoids. So the full spectrum's got it all. Okay. We do broad spectrum. We take out the THC.
Yep.
Okay. So there's no T. So we have 112 cannabinoids in ours.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And then there's called CBD isolate. So that cheap stuff that you see at the video stores, or the vape shops, or any of that, these people that say, "Oh, we got CBD here." Oh, yeah, they got CBD.
$9.99.
Right. And that's exactly what. And now you got to ask yourself, where does that come from?
Right.
50% of the isolate sold in the United States comes from either China or Russia.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
No surprise.
And you got to remember that that this is a plant that takes up everything from and there's a word for it, and I can't think of the word right now, that takes up everything out of the earth. So, like, to give you an idea, Russia is planting hemp all the way around Chernobyl to take up the radiation out of the ground.
Ah, okay. I see what you're saying. Yep.
Yeah. So that's what kind of a plant it is.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting that we are buying their CBD isolate from.
Who knew?
China.
Now I know. Yeah. Wow. This has been a great education. So yeah, I mean, Dean, you've changed the life of my dog. Seriously. I'm completely, I should have done before or after we're completely shocked over here how she's acting, and I literally have stopped giving her the meloxicam.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I can tell people that I've had a lot of pet parents tell me the same thing, but seizures is one of the things that CBD is really good for. Okay. And I've got a brother-in-law that's had a brown lab since it's been 3 years old and had many, many seizures. I mean, every full moon, this dog would have a seizure, 2 or 3. You know, as long as the moon was full, it had a seizure every night in a row. So they put it on 2 different types of medication. I don't know, don't care.
Yeah, I was a vet tech. I totally understand what you're. Yep.
So,
yeah, that's pretty heavy duty medication.
It's very heavy duty.
Yeah.
And, you know, and they're going and getting blood tests every 6 months or every 3 months in that area. Yep. So finally, after coaxing them for a full year, that they finally decided to do CBD for the dog. Okay. They've got it down to 1 pill, but only half a pill. Wow. And only CBD. And you got to remember, these drugs change the mind of the dog too. They actually change, just like opioids change the mind. That's what these drugs do. So it takes a while to get them off. You can't go, oh, I'm going to stop. You know, it takes a little time.
Yeah. Yeah. And taking them off too fast can cause seizures also. So it's it's a big deal. And I can imagine it's scary for a pet owner too, to say, okay, you know, let's try to make this transition and, you know, see.
With arthritis, it's a little different because it's not in that neurological end.
Yeah.
So
it's easy to just stop.
And you know, and that brings up a really good case is that everybody that I talk to, everybody thinks that CBD is for older dogs. And I tell them that it's a miracle molecule. It really, you probably take some supplements. I take quite a few. Okay. Maybe you don't take any supplements. Do you take supplements?
Well, I'm vegan, so I take my B12. That's
okay. All right. So I mean, you do take a supplement. Okay. I take, because of my wife having Alzheimer's.
I've also tried CBD, but I haven't found one yet that's I've enjoyed. So I'm really looking forward to purchasing from your website now that I've seen how it works. So
well, we'll have to tell you what you're trying to do with it. But where was I going with this whole thing?
We were
lost the train of thought.
Hey, live show, it happens. We were talking about seizures in dogs and coming off.
Yeah. So with you know, usually with CBD in dogs, the you know, there's 5 or 6 major ones. It helps with Crohn's and some other things, but anxiety, especially separation anxiety or situation anxiety, it really helps with seizures. You know, it helps with, believe it or not, aggressive dogs, overly aggressive dogs. I've got like 3 trainers that if they come across a really aggressive dog, I mean, overly aggressive, they will tell their owner they will not train it until it goes on CBD, period. And is it still aggressive? Yes, but it tones it down enough so it listens to them when they're talking to the dog.
Sure.
You know, and inflammation, arthritis. I've got a great story. I had a friend of mine call me up. They live on a dairy farm, and she said, "My dog got kicked by one of the cows. It was a pup, year and a half old. Yeah. Okay, not very smart, not a real smart dog. Anyway, the cow kicked him.
We have a few of those.
And literally, the dog was on 3 legs, walking around, pulling its legs. So they took it to the vet, and the vet said, "Nah, it's probably got some, spinal issues. Why don't I just take off the leg and we'll just make him a tripod?"
Yeah.
So they called me up and they said, "Do you think the CBD will help?" I said, "Hey, if it's really truly spinal where it's pinched the nerve, no. But I said, if it's inflammation, yeah, it's going to take down the inflammation and the dog should be okay." That dog, 3 days after it started taking it, we gave high doses, by the way.
Okay.
3 days after it started taking it, that dog was running around again. A week afterwards, it was like it never happened. And
I have no doubt.
And the vet wanted to take off his leg.
Wow.
Oh, let's just take off his leg.
It happens. Yeah, it unfortunately happens. Yeah.
I mean, I love my vet. Most people love their vet.
Yeah, so do I. I have a good vet. So,
and we do. But every once in a while, they call it wrong,
Hey, everybody's human, right? So who's Emily Sage?
Well, that's a pretty good, neat story, too. The CEO and the president of the company, one has a daughter called Sage and one has a daughter called Emily. So we decided to name the company after those two. And that's how we came up with the name Emily Sage. We liked the name. It sounded great.
How long have you guys been open?
We started this business. I've been selling CBD for 3 years, but we started this business back, and we're a year old this November. In fact, we're having our first.
Congratulations.
Birthday.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you. We're having a birthday party. So we started right in the middle of COVID. We couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, hey, you had a lot of time on your hands, I guess.
Yeah.
So are you like the sales guy? You go out there and you do your stuff?
We're in direct sales. What that means, if you're familiar with direct sales, it's really, for all you old folks out there, it would be multi-level marketing sales. So we have about 1,000 women that are out selling for us.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
We really don't sell, and we tell our people not to sell.
Yep.
We say, just share your stories like you did. Share your stories with how well the product is working for you. And you'll be surprised how people will just fall into line that say, "Hey, I'll try it. Why not?" Yeah. I mean, we got a full 30-day money guarantee back. And, if you don't like the product, send it in and we'll send you your money back. We don't care. Yeah. But, and every once in a while we get somebody that sends it back, and that's okay. We're glad to hear it, and we're glad to give their money back.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got a customer for life with me, honestly.
Well, we'll get you on CBD because, it's called the entourage effect, that it really helps your whole body and, and all of it. But, I tell everybody, we want to be in homeostasis all the time. So our body is telling us that we need to be healthy all the time. That's why you're vegan, that you feel that it really helps and makes you healthy. But homeostasis, when we're thirsty, it tells us you need to get water. When you get too hot, it says go in the shade and cool down. Well, that's the same thing with CBD and our endocannabinoid system. It tells us what to do all the time. It keeps us in that harmony. And that's what CBD does for you. It really is a miracle molecule.
Yeah, I can't wait to try it. I've also tried crappy CBD for myself, and I'm just like, what's all the hype about? But now I completely understand. So what's going on? And for me, I always have high anxiety and I don't sleep well. So I've been trying to find something that would level that, and I've yet to find it, but I was almost going to take the dog stuff, so.
Well, hey,
but I'm going to order some.
Yeah, you want to relax. But believe it, that's one of the questions. I get asked 5 questions all the time, and I finally came up with a 6th one. The 6th one is, can I take my dog CBD, or can my dog take my CBD? And the answer is yes, you can take your dog CBD with no problem, but no on the dog taking your CBD, because we put terpenes in it, which is essential oils. So for every different
okay,
product,
I've heard that
we
about
have,
essential oils.
yeah, we have an
Yeah.
essential oil in there. So
Okay.
we don't know how it will react to the dog. So I'm saying, hey, just buy the dog your own CBD. But if you
Right.
want to take it, you can. But
I
don't
might
give
take
them
some
yours
tonight.
because of the essential oils or the terpenes.
So my producer has a question. What is CBDA?
CBDA?
Yeah, so it's CBD with a little A.
I have no idea.
Right.
There's right now they know that there's CBN, CBG, CBD, Delta A, and maybe that's what she's thinking
Maybe
about.
that's what it is.
Delta 9A. Those are cannabinoids that they all know apart and that they can separate out if they want to. And they know like CBN, it really helps with the anxiety or sleeping, okay, which is in that product. But they can actually pull that out and say, okay, we'll isolate that like they did CBD isolate.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Which is very expensive to do.
I would imagine. Yeah, yikes, right? Wow.
Yeah, because there's so little that in the whole 113 cannabinoids that you have to go through.
To isolate it's got to be a
right
bigger amount. Yeah.
Yes.
And your stuff's organic? Your hemp's organic?
Yeah, everything is organically grown. Yep. Absolutely. Everything is third-party tested, so we know we don't have any pesticides, herbicides, heavy metals, none of that junk in it.
Yeah, yeah. Tell us about your book.
Should I show it to him? I brought my book.
Sure, show me the book. Yeah, absolutely. Available on Amazon. Tiffany's putting all the links up, so people will be able to.
Oh yeah, they'll have a URL link to it. Yep. Well, what we're doing for any of your people that go to the URL link that we gave you, they'll get the first 4 chapters free if they want to just read it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of a fun read. I tell them that it's probably 30% about CBD, but it's probably 70%. It's stories about how CBD has helped dogs with coats, with Crohn's disease, with aggressive dogs, separation anxiety, all that stuff. So it's really a nice, fun storybook, and it makes you feel good when you read it.
Oh, nice. I got to catch it. You have a podcast?
Oh, we don't. We the only podcast we're doing is Mark's, my partner, the CEO of the company, is doing a podcast, but not this type of a podcast.
Learned on the Street? Is that
like Learn on the Street?
It's a voice podcast, right?
Yep, it's a voice podcast.
Oh, okay. Yep. What's it about?
It's just about everyday things that he came from Pakistan. Yep. And came over here with $253 in his pocket when he landed, and he just talks about how great this country is and how he's learned and how you can have the mindset to do well. And so it's nice. a lot of fun stuff, and you listen to him and you go, "Oh my goodness, that's unbelievable."
Yeah.
Well,
good stories.
Yeah.
So Big Pharma, they like to control everything. How long do you think it'll be before they try to take over the business?
Well, they're already trying to make it synthetically.
Are they? Oh,
and
wow.
Actually do have a patent on a synthetic CBD, which I laugh at, because why would you want to make a synthetic CBD? I mean, you got a plant-based product. Why don't you use it? Okay. When they see that the money is, follow the money, when they finally see that the money is really well, then they'll start buying up CBD farms and trying to control it. It's just like, I love vets, but their hands are tied right now. If you go into your vet and you ask him about CBD, he'll say, well, there's not been enough studies done on that, so I really can't. And the reason is
doctors too, I think, right?
Oh, doctors are worse than vets, because you'll have a vet every once in a while that'll say, hey, you know what? I do that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
most no doctors, absolutely not, will even think about it. But big pharma is, they kept it off the market from 1936 until 2018.
Wow.
So it was that long they kept it away. I mean, we've known for years. It's just like people say, well, there's been no studies done to them. Well, the reason is because you couldn't do any studies legally any place in the United States.
Yeah.
None of the universities. There's 163 studies going on. Pretty soon, I guarantee you, in 10, 15 years from now, you'll call me up and you'll say, oh, my dog is 85 pounds and it's got arthritis. How much CBD and how often should I give it to him? And I'll be able to look at my chart and go, oh, you should give that dog 50 milligrams of CBD twice a day.
Got it. Yep.
Because that's where the studies are going to go.
Got it.
And they're going to say, how about Crohn's disease? Does it help with Crohn's disease? And it's going to say, absolutely. So I tell everybody, do your homework. PubMed or Harvard Medical Review. Both of them have a lot of stuff on CBD on there. Don't take my word for it. Go look and see what it says about it and make up your own mind. And you'll see that most of the studies will say it's inconclusive. We think it'll do this, but we need more studies. Yeah.
Anything that will take away from buying the pharmacy products is, frowned upon, by the industry, I think, in general.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they've proven
any kind
that
of health,
CBD,
natural health product, is poo-pooed.
Well, they've proven that CBD is anti-inflammatory and it's anti-tumor. I mean, those two things they've proven. Go to PubMed and and look at it, and they've proven that both of those are true. I've heard, I can tell you this: we have several women that are on chemo that can now tolerate their chemo because of CBD, and they're not taking the THC; they're just taking the CBD.
Yeah,
where they couldn't eat before, they had no appetite, they were sick. Yep. They go in for their chemo, they take their CBD, they come home, they're not sick, they're eating. And I think half of that is because it's such a great anxiety fighter that it takes the anxiety out of their system. So therefore, they don't have all that extra stress. Therefore, they want to eat and do things.
Yeah, amazing stuff.
Really, I love CBD. I'm sorry. I mean, my wife has Alzheimer's. We take our Calm.
I'm sorry.
When we get up in the morning, it's one of those things where you can either cry about it a lot, or you can suck it up and say, you know what? Things could be worse. Everybody's got things in their life that could be that have happened to them. I mean, I'm not the only one. There's millions of people out there. You show me a family that hasn't had some problem someplace in their family, and I'll just show you a liar.
Yeah.
Because we've all had it. But,
yeah.
So, so we take Calm in the morning, and that really runs her through a day. And then we want the heavier dose, so we take Relief at night to go to bed. Okay. And we have a new one called Intense that's got a lot of CBD in it.
I was reading about the different, Yeah. You have like a 3-stage that you can buy together, right? The Calm, there's like a 3-pack, 3 different.
Yeah, it's a 3-pack. It gives you the Calm and Relax and the Focus all together.
Okay.
So we got a lot of people that have a hard time focusing during the day. So we put the terpenes and the CBD together so it would focus. And I personally don't need that, but a lot of people do. I don't use Focus, but I use Calm, Relax, and Relief. Now we have Intense, so I'll be using that.
And the Intense being?
It's 4,100 milligrams of CBD in a 1-ounce bottle. So when we call it, plus the terpenes. Okay. So when we talk about Intense, we talk about, every dropper is going to have 100 milligrams of CBD in. But that's about how many we take because of my wife's Alzheimer's. That's about how much she takes twice a day anyway.
So are like for heavy duty pain, heavy duty anxiety, that kind of stuff.
Yep. Yeah, and mainly the way this came about is we have a parent that's got that's a wellness advisor that's got an autistic child, and they've been on CBD since we had it, and they were going through like a bottle every 5 days because they found out that they had to really give them a high dosage.
Yep.
So now they won't have to go through the bottle as quickly.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, every product we have has a story behind it.
Yeah.
Some great.
And then tell me about, again, you got some face creams. You got a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, some of our face creams have CBD in them. Some of them doesn't. My personal product out of all the facial stuff we have is called Radiance. It's a facial scrub. I've never used a facial scrub in my life. Okay. We got this facial scrub and I fell in love with it. I went to my dermatologist because being an old farmer, I have precancerous all of my face. I go 4 times. I go 3 times a year. Every 4 months, I go in, get zapped all over my face.
Yep.
Okay. It's just because who knew that I should wear a hat when you're 15, when you want blonde hair and brown skin, Right. So long story short, the dermatologist, I've been going to this guy for 20 years. He's zapping away and he says, what do you do for your skin? It really looks good. And I said to him, I'm using my CBD Radiance. And he goes, I've heard a lot of good things about that CBD. 20 years. And just last week I was to him and he said that for the first time in 20 years, your skin really looks good. What are you doing? And I attribute it to the Radiance with the CBD in it.
Very cool. Very cool.
And I
Final
had
thoughts? Anything I didn't ask you?
Pardon?
Final thoughts? Anything I didn't ask you? Anything you want to talk about?
Oh boy, we talked a lot about a lot of things.
We did.
Let's quickly go over, if you have the 5 questions. One of them is, can it get me high, or can it get my dog high?
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do the questions. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely it can.
Yeah.
There's not enough THC to get you or that. In fact, we've taken it all out, so we don't have to ever worry about that. Okay. Can my dog overdose on it? The answer is absolutely no. The only 2 things that can happen is if you're giving your dog too much is, one is it can have diarrhea. Okay. Or it can be so tired it just wants to go over in the corner and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we kind of went over what it helps with the, aggressive dog and all that stuff. And what are the side effects? We just talked about that. Only 2, is that diarrhea, sleepy, and that's about it. And then the one that I always get answered, and I always tell people I'm not a vet, they say, how will it interact with the medication I'm taking? And I go,
yeah, good question.
Not a vet.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I wouldn't be afraid to try anything because I've tried enough now with enough different medication, but to recommend it, no. The other thing that we haven't gone over is I do exactly the opposite of what everybody else in the business says. They always say, start low and increase. And I say, no, we're going to start high and decrease.
Okay. Because I read that on the box. I was doing that too. Yep.
Right. Because we want that relief. If you start low, by the time you get to that where it needs to be, you go, this stuff doesn't work.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah. So we want you to start high and come back.
Yep. Very good. So, very good. Dean, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. I learned so much. Thank you for coming on today. This is fantastic. I'm a customer for life. Seriously. Thank you for these samples.
You got to try it for yourself.
You changed my dog's life. You changed my dog's life. What more can I say? It's the best thing that's happened all year.
That's great. Thank you very much. I've heard it before and I love it. Keep telling me. I love it.
Like I said, if that's not a testimonial, then
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a great night. And Tiffany will put up all the links. People will see it. We're on demand everywhere. So
okay. Thank you.
Have a great night, Dean.
You too, Chris. Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. So guys, if you're just tuning in, Dean was nice enough to send me some samples of his CBD product for my doggies. And my Naya, she's almost 11 years old. She has arthritis, really affecting her. She's on meloxicam. It's actually a human arthritis medication, liver toxic, and it's doesn't really, it helps to a certain degree. But I started this last week, and Dean said, the instructions around here start high and then go low. So I did start at the high dose, and absolutely amazing. Naya is running around like a puppy. She's out there playing with piglets. She's running the 30 acres like a wild chicken. Absolutely, I'm blown away by this product, and I've learned so much tonight about CBD. I was completely unaware. So yeah, guys, I know Tiffany's putting up the links. It's Emily Sage. Emily Sage is the brand. I can't wait to try the human CBD, because I could definitely use some. All right. It's No Shave November, guys. It's official. You can see I haven't shaved, so I'll be growing this for the whole month. And I do this every year. Talked a little bit about it last week. And it's, No Shave November. Originally, it was to raise awareness for men's health. And now it's sort of just become a general cancer awareness month. And it's basically, you don't shave for the whole month. Ladies do, grow those, let those armpits grow, let your hairy legs shine. And it's about embracing the hair, because as most cancer patients, go through all that chemotherapy, they lose their hair. It's, there's companies that make wigs for women. It's our society is so, hair driven, I mean, guys who are bald get toupees still, there's we've got, it's our culture. Yeah, grow your hair. I'll be doing it. And noshave.org if you want to check out some resources. And I think it's a no with a dash. Let me double check that for you guys who are listening. I think it's no-shave.org. And to all the men, get that prostate exam, guys. It's not something everybody likes to do. It literally can help your doctor diagnose an enlarged or inflamed prostate. It's the number one easiest way to detect prostate cancer before it grows, before it spreads in your body. It's, and it also along, with a blood test. But yeah, I think now it's 50 years old for screening. It used to be 40. If you have a family history, the earlier the better. I actually have a family history, but I'm going to be 60 years old in February, so prostate's fine. The number one way to keep a healthy prostate is not to eat red meat. Give it up. Go vegan. Go plant-based, for your health, for the planet, for the animals. Yeah. And we'll do our V-January again this January and have some fun. What else can I tell you guys? So I did want to highlight. I posted on social media today. Someone came onto our property and dumped a little potbelly pig. We found him running around 2 days ago. If you've ever visited us, you cannot find us on GPS. You will not find us unless you've been here before or unless you know somebody on how to find us. We are a half a mile from any main road. You have to take a dirt road. It's all private property. It's very restricted. So this person who dumped this pig, his back leg is slightly injured. I don't know if they threw him over the fence. I don't know. We don't know what time they came. We definitely didn't see anything. So this person definitely planned this in advance. I did offer a $500 reward for anybody who could tell us who this person is. It's a small world here, right? Got a lot of comments on use the money for something else, blah, 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 blah. Listen, we have over 200 animals here, over 130 pigs. If people start dumping pigs here every day, it's going to break the bank. Every sanctuary in Florida is over capacity now. We get 5 phone calls a day to take pigs. It's become such an epidemic. People get a baby pig because they're cute. They don't think they're going to get as big as they are. Guys, there's no mini pig. We've had a million discussions on that. People move and dump their pigs. I mean, people move and they dump their dogs too, right? But 95% of people who get a pet pig will get rid of it. 95% of people who get a pet pig will get rid of it. Visit a sanctuary, adopt a pig, stop buying from breeders. There should be a law against it at this point. Pigs require special feed. You need a vet who can take care of a pig. It's an 18-year. You're in 18 years when you get a pet pig, and I've yet to see somebody. There's very few people that I personally know who have kept their pigs that long. Pigs are smart. They're smarter than dogs. They'll tear up your house. They'll open your cabinets. They're extremely smart. 4th most intelligent animal on the planet. We do not tolerate animal dumping here. I got a lot of negative comments because I offered $500, but I did find out who the piggy is, and I'm not going to disclose it. And I really have to thank the person who told me, who will remain anonymous. If everybody who asked me to take a pig came here and dumped the pigs, we'd have 1,000 pigs in 6 months, easy. So that's my shtick tonight. That's my PSA. Do not come on our property, which is private property, and dump an animal. I will find out who you are, and I'll take care of it. It's against the law to come on private property, let alone dump an animal. So I'll leave it with that. Thank you guys for listening. I'm so upset. This pig is skeletal. He's malnourished. He's the cutest little pig. He's not neutered. That has a whole other, that can be a whole other problem. An unneutered pig running around a sanctuary. We have 2-month-old baby piglets who haven't been spayed yet. We've been through this before. We don't know what diseases this little piggy has, so we've got him in quarantine now. He ran away when he first came here. You can imagine how confused he was. It took us 2 days to find him again and to be able to get him to a safe place in quarantine to help the poor little guy. So he's frightened. He's safe now. He's got food. We were not expecting the burden of another pig. Financially, it affects every sanctuary. So we'll be doing a fundraiser for this poor little guy. He's going to need neutering. I'm pretty sure I know what his name is, so I'll talk about that another time. And thank you again to the person who reached out to me today and gave me the information. I truly appreciate it. All right. So how was everybody's Halloween? Hey, Jennifer. How are you, Jennifer? No, our cameras didn't catch who left the piggy. Well, I think we need to get a couple more cameras up. And all right. Let's see what else I can tell you guys. So guys, you're not going to believe this, but we're going to change our day and time again. Woohoo! So I know we just changed to Thursdays at 6 p.m. We are gonna be moving to Mondays at 8 p.m. I've been looking for an 8 p.m. time slot, so I'm really excited to be able to do the show on Monday at 8 p.m. And that'll start on November 15th. So November 15th, 8 p.m. That'll be our Monday shift. Next week, I'm not going to do a show because I'm going to have to prepare for the move and get my guests resituated for the Mondays. So yeah, so November 15th, 8 p.m. We're going to do the show live. I'm excited. What else can I tell you guys? Anybody got any questions? How's everybody doing? Let me see if I missed anybody. Sugar Magnolia, hey. Mine is full spectrum CBD topical hemp cream. Oh, interesting. I wonder, do you use that for like joint pain, or is it like a general, like for your skin? Just curious. Let's see. Okay, and Tiffany's got all the links for Dean's books and Dean's website, social media, all that good stuff. And yeah, holiday shopping. Don't forget to add Little Bear Sanctuary to your Amazon Smile account. It's so easy to do now. You can do it in the app. You can do it on the website. It's smile.amazon.com. Same exact website, same products, same, it's, and I think now, if you use the app, you just set Little Bear Sanctuary as your nonprofit. And what Amazon does is they donate 1% of your purchases to the sanctuary. We get a check every 4 months, quarterly, 3 months, quarterly. It comes to about $50 per thousand that people spend. So it's a decent amount, like 0.05%. A lot of people were saying, "Oh my God, I spent thousands and thousands of dollars." No, I'm lying. It's what is it? 5 per 100, 50 per thousand, 5 per 100. I'm not good at math, guys. But, it's a small percentage, but it adds up, and we're so grateful to everybody who's listed it. It's free for you guys, easy to do in the app, easy to do online. Just search for Little Bear Sanctuary. It's a little drop down. Add us to your Amazon Smile, and it's all year round. We also have our Patreon, which you guys know, starting at $1. You can literally you can support us for $1 a month. How wonderful is that? Got a $5 fundraiser on our website, and all different levels. Sponsor an animal, $25 a month. Hey, somebody sponsor this new piggy. He's going to need a sponsor. And if his name is what I think it is, it's a really cute name, and we'll keep it. And sponsor a new piggy. I am going to put up a little fundraiser for his wellness visit and his neuter and all that good stuff. And stay tuned. We'll keep everybody updated on him. He's the cutest little piggy. Really sad. He's so thin, and yeah, as happy as I am to have him here, you know, it's sad when somebody would dangerously dump a pig in a sanctuary, not knowing what the setting is or what pigs he's going to run into. And we're in the middle of farmland. There's hunters out here. You know, anything could happen to that little boy. And yeah, so thanks for watching tonight, guys. No guests next week. We're moving to Mondays. And yeah, no more questions. All right, guys. This is Chris Vane signing out. Remember, peace begins on your plate. Love you guys.
Don't want the fun to end? Grab more refreshments. Then head over to the Goldylocks Productions YouTube channel. With the huge selection of shows, the fun doesn't have to end.